Hello, welcome back. So this past Friday, I went to a funeral. It was the funeral of my aunt's husband, and he was Catholic, so it was a Catholic mass. And going in, I had no idea what this type of funeral would be like, right? And I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised. So the father there, he brought a word from John 11, and we all know this very, very familiar word, this very familiar story. It's the story of Lazarus, right? We know that Lazarus died. Mary and Martha, his sisters, were so distraught, and they came to Jesus and they're like, if you would have been here sooner, our brother would not have died. And Jesus was just like, listen, I am the resurrection, right? Jesus is basically saying, like, I got this. But that's not what stood out to me. And mind you, this is a familiar story. I've heard this story time and time again, right? So Jesus came, and he came to the tomb or the cave where they had already put the body in, right? Because he had already been dead for like 4 days, they said, by the time Jesus got there. So Jesus said, come. Like, he basically told Lazarus to rise up and come. And he did, right? He rose him from the dead. But when he came, right? He came with his face covered, with his arms bound, with his feet bound. Because his loved ones had already did all that and prepared him for burial. That's what they did back then. They would bound their arms and their feet and, cover their face up, right? And Jesus basically said, I done raised him already. Y'all put that stuff on his arms and his legs and over his face. Take it off. Let him loose. And when the Father was talking about this scripture, I just started thinking about, the so many things in our life, in our past, that we have let bound our arms, bound our legs, bind up our face, right? So many things we've let people cover our mouths with and hold our hands together and tie our hands together and tie our feet together so that we can't speak how God wants us to walk, that we can't reach for what God has for us, that we can't walk the way God wants us to walk, right? So I just wanted to bring this to you guys today. You might have let your past, your trauma, even some of your successes, right? What society has told you, what your parents have told you, what friends have told you, what the media have told you, even what some of your failures have told you. You might have let these things bind up your hands, right? You might let these things bind up your feet. You might let these things cover up your mouth, right? It's time to loose those things up off of you. It's time for you to take those things off of you, right? God didn't put that stuff on you. God did not put those things on you, and he said come forth. But it's time for you to take that stuff up off you, because it doesn't belong to you. You were not meant to be bound. You were not meant to not walk how he told you to walk, right? To not talk how he told you to talk. You weren't meant for that. We let so many things stop us, right? Because we feed into these lies. We feed into the lies that the enemy tell us, that our own mind tell us sometimes. We feed into that stuff and we let it hold us back. But my encouragement for you today is that God has already risen and he's already called you forth. So it's time for you to let loose of the bondage. Let it go. Let loose of the trauma. Let loose of the failure. Let loose of the unforgiveness. Let loose of the lust, of the sin, of the pride, of the ego, right? Let all of this stuff go. Stop letting it hold you back and walk into your purpose where God has called you to walk. So, I mean, the Father at the Catholic Mass didn't say all of that, but that's just what God dropped in my spirit when I was hearing this familiar verse. And I just started thinking about, what have people put on me that it's time for me to let go? What have I let people tell me about my identity? What have I let people tell me about my purpose, right? What have I let this world tell me that I need to let go? Cut the ties. Cut it, unwrap them, whatever you need to do. And you do that by going to Jesus. He called you. He said, come. You need to unloose these ties and come and walk. Walk how he told you to walk. Talk how he told you to talk. Work and serve how he told you to serve, right? Reach for those goals and those different things that he's told you. He's planted something inside of you. He told you to reach for that. But your hands are tied together. He didn't call us to be bound up. He called us to be free. Because who the Son has set free is free indeed. So that's my encouragement for you guys today. I love you guys.